IOU from the IRS, why you may have some money coming your way. And Trailblazers on the track, the dynamic duo making history at the Long Beach Grand Prix. You're watching The Rundown. I'm Lolita Lopez, in for Robin Winston. More on those stories in just a moment, but first, more challenges ahead for the economy. The Federal Reserve expects a mild recession later this year. According to documents from the Fed's latest meeting, they say fallout from the U.S. banking crisis will likely lead to a recession. Staff economists believe the economy will take a hit and recover over the next 2 years. When this news was released on Wednesday, stocks dropped and the Dow snapped a 4-day winning streak. The availability of the abortion drug mifepristone is no longer in jeopardy, at least for now. A federal appeals court has temporarily blocked a previous ruling that would have suspended the widely used medication. The appeals court ruled that for now, it doesn't have the authority to reverse the FDA's approval of the pills from back in 2000 because of a statute of limitations. But it upheld the previous order that targeted the loosening of the restrictions in recent years. This latest decision would also prevent the FDA from further easing access to mifepristone by allowing retail pharmacies to dispense these pills. The IRS may owe you hundreds of dollars and you just have a few months to collect it. Here's what you have to know about it. There is about $1.5 billion in unclaimed tax refunds from 2019. That's because a lot of people overlooked or just didn't file returns for that year. The agency broke it down state by state and says in California, there are more than 144,000 people who may have an unclaimed refund. The median refund is $856. Pretty good money. The deadline to file that 2019 return is July 17th. And as a reminder, the deadline to file your 2020 tax returns and pay any balance due is Tuesday, April 18th. This year, the state of California is granting an automatic extension until October 16th for people and businesses impacted by all our winter storms. Meteorologist Belen de Leon is tracking the forecast as we head into the weekend.
Hi everybody, I know it's spring. It's not going to feel like it though. We have mostly cloudy conditions expected for Thursday with spotty drizzle and chilly temperatures in the 50s and 60s. It's not until Friday afternoon when the weather starts to clear up, and over the weekend, if you're a fan of the warmer weather, then you're going to like that forecast. Until then, look at the trend in Riverside. We have chilly temperatures on Thursday, 60 degrees. You could put away the umbrella on Friday. That's when the weather starts to dry out. And notice how the temperatures get a little warmer, 67 degrees. So we're going to go from jackets weather and umbrella weather to flip-flop weather. The weather over the weekend gets warmer. We're going to have highs around 80 degrees. So hang on, everyone, and stay warm.
Video from Santa Ana shows a driver hitting an 11-year-old boy walking home from school. That driver didn't bother to stop either. This happened 2 weeks ago along Birch and Bishop Streets. The boy who was hit was walking home with his cousin. In this video you see right here, you can see the boys were walking along the sidewalk. Then they run into the streets without looking both ways before crossing. Moments later, a driver in a black Cadillac slams into one of them.
The children seem to be prompted to walk across the street. It looks like it might have been because of some dogs barking. They might have been startled. They crossed the street, and because the vehicle did not stop, it elevated to a crime.
The 11-year-old boy is now back home from the hospital and is recovering. And we're now hearing from the heartbroken family of a 17-year-old boy killed during an attempted robbery in Koreatown. A gunman opened fire on the teenage victim who was sitting in a parked car. He's now been identified as Dylan Ramirez. He was an 11th grade student at Mendez High School in Boyle Heights. His parents say Dylan and his friends were in the car Monday night looking for a place to eat.
They told me that there was someone walking on the street and approached to the car and asking for money.
The driver quickly took off, but the gunman fired towards the car, hitting Ramirez. The suspect is described to be a man in his 20s, but police have not released any other details. Still no arrests in the deadly attack on a metro train in Long Beach. A man was stabbed and killed Wednesday afternoon. This is the third stabbing at a metro station within a week, but Metro says there are no plans for additional security. A Metro spokesperson says there are already several security measures in place, including law enforcement officers at stations and Metro's app, which allows riders to connect to security. Thieves stealing cars' catalytic converters is a crime trend that's affected so many people. So now, LA city leaders are trying to curb the problem by making it illegal to have one without proof of ownership. City council members voted in favor of the ordinance, allowing police to arrest anyone who has a disconnected catalytic converter but doesn't have documents to prove it's theirs. If they're convicted, they're looking at fines and possibly even jail time. Councilmember John Lee says the city had roughly 8,000 catalytic converter thefts last year alone. A high-speed chase with CHP officers led to a dangerous situation when a driver, take a look, started running across all lanes of Interstate 5 on the Grapevine, dodging big rigs and cars. The chase first started on the 101 before ending on the 5 near Pyramid Lake. News Chopper 4 spotted the driver traveling more than 100 miles an hour at times with several close calls. The CHP used a pit maneuver to stop him, but it didn't end there. As you see, he jumped out and then ran across all lanes of the 5 with big rigs and cars just flying by. Eventually, he dropped down from an overpass and surrendered beneath the freeway. Senator Dianne Feinstein says she will not resign despite more calls for her to step down. Senator Feinstein hasn't cast a vote in the Senate since February 16th. She's been working from home in San Francisco while recovering from shingles. The senator says her return to Washington has been delayed due to continued complications. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi defended her decision.
I don't know what political agendas are at work that are going after Senator Feinstein in that way. I've never seen them go after a man who was sick in the Senate.
Senator Feinstein has asked to be temporarily replaced on the Judiciary Committee. The 89-year-old has said she will not run for re-election in 2024, but wants to finish out her term. Actor Jamie Foxx is recovering after experiencing what's described as some sort of medical complication. The actor's daughter released a statement on Instagram sharing news of his health situation. The statement said in part that due to quick action and great care, he's already on his way to recovery. No additional information about his condition was provided. Jamie Foxx was in Atlanta filming a new movie with Cameron Diaz when he was hospitalized. Back here locally, the city of Long Beach is revving up for the Grand Prix, and history is being made this year with an all-female duo team that's set to compete. NBC4's McCullough Medina has more.
Catherine Legg and Sheena Monk are ready to race.
We've been in with a shot to win.
I do feel ready for this.
The two will team up behind the wheel of the Gradient race car this Saturday. It's Monk's first time in Long Beach.
Lots of learning for me here.
Legg's the veteran here who won Long Beach back in 2005.
I think I still have a few good years left in me yet.
Together, they're the first all-female team competing here on this track.
When we set out to be racing drivers, we didn't think about the impact that it would have.
And boy, what an impact. There's only about 20 women worldwide competing in the sport. So to have two women teaming up together here, well, they think it's not only a winning combination, but will send a winning message.
In 2023, I still hear people, specifically young girls trackside, that say to their parents, you know, I didn't know that girls are allowed to do this. And so at the moment that happens, you know, something has really clicked in their head that like, wow, there's, you know, the possibilities are endless.
It also sends a message to the young boys, you know, that yes, girls can race as well. And so it's definitely changing times, and we're very proud to be part of that.
They also want to show the world how women can support each other. Legg was Monk's coach before becoming her racing partner. She's still teaching as they compete.
I think I've got a good teacher.
A support they say women need from each other to achieve their dreams.
If this is something that you desperately want to do, then you never give up and you cling to that.
Disneyland has announced when the Splash Mountain ride will close for a makeover. You'll have until May 30th to take a final trip on the log ride. Splash Mountain first opened in 1989. It will reopen in 2024 as Tiana's Bayou Adventure with the theme of Disney's 2009 animated film, The Princess and the Frog. Middle schoolers in Northridge are getting a hands-on learning experience in the medical field. Take a look. Northridge Hospital hosted a mini med school for these students. It allowed them to get hands-on experience and the opportunity to learn about the different roles that healthcare workers have and do each day. Students learn how to take blood pressure, read x-rays, and bandage sprains. We spoke to one doctor who said she was glad those opportunities exist now for kids, especially since the pandemic.
1, we get them thinking. 2, we get them curious. But 3, we get them inspired. And I think the most important thing is that, you know what, a lot of things have been limited by the pandemic, and now it's a time for us to open our doors and show them a little bit of what it's like to be in healthcare and have them see what opportunities are available for them. One of them, of course, is being a doctor.
our future nurses and doctors. These kids also had the chance to talk about their career aspirations. Well, LA Public Library is teaming up with local nonprofits to give away free fruit and vegetable seeds to children and families. Shaking the seeds. Those are preschool children picking up watermelon, broccoli, and basil seeds at the Central Library in downtown Los Angeles following their little story time. More than 70 library locations each received 200 packets of seeds from nonprofits Seeds of Life and Ahern Seeds and started giving them away earlier this month. This effort is to introduce the concept of sustainability and gardening to children starting last year. And the children and families say they have been loving it. So cool. High school seniors are getting ready for prom, and there was a pop-up dress giveaway in Carson Wednesday that gave a lot of young women something to smile about. The event provided the teenagers who might not have been able to afford a dress an opportunity to find the perfect one. Some big names hosted the event too, including Dignity Health, Sports Park, LA Galaxy Foundation, King's Care Foundation, and the LA Lakers Youth Foundation, as well as Becca's Closet. This is just to name a few. Volunteers were also there to help.
We will be giving them the dress of their choice. And we have shoes, we have accessories, everything will be free to them to walk out here with with makeup. You name it, we're going to provide it to them so they walk out of here fully ready to go to the prom.
And looking fierce, the first 50 young ladies who arrived also got a family pack of 4 tickets to the LA Galaxy's May 27th match against Charlotte FC at Dignity Health Sports Park. Man, that was cool. A brave mom barely flinched when she was called upon for a tough task. A snake crawled under the hood of her daughter's car. Well, turns out Nicole Graham is no stranger to snakes and is used to dealing with them as part of her job. She was cleaning a chicken coop when she came across the 4-foot-long snake. As she was carrying it to a safe place for release, well, the snake broke free and slithered into the wheel well of her daughter's car. Wow. Without hesitation, though, Nicole popped the hood and was able to coax the snake from the engine so that she could release it back into the wild. Better her than me. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app and our website, NBCLA.com. Thanks for watching The Rundown.